Hello, I'm Monty Ledbetter, Utility Director with the City of Hot Springs.
And my name is Todd Pillar. I work in the engineering department, but I really do work for the utility. I work in the engineering department, but I'm really in the utility department because I do all the major infrastructure projects for the utility department: water, sewer, and force mains.
We're going to talk about our water projects. For the next 3 years, the City Utility Department, we're going to have a lot of different projects coming down the pipeline. This is one of the first ones. We're at the intake site where the future intake will be on Lake Ouachita. We're actually standing on one side of Blakely Mountain, and our goal is to microtunnel through the mountain to make a lake tap into Lake Ouachita. But first, let me tell you the players that's involved. The city has partnered up with Christ Engineers out of Little Rock. Christ Engineers has hired REI, the drilling company from Utah, to do the core drilling. And then we have Geotech out of Little Rock, and that's Grubbs. They're all working together to get us information that we need to be able to bid the next phase of this project. And the next phase of this project, of course, will be the microtunnel. But to get to that point, we have to do the Geotech first. And Todd, you want to tell them why that's important?
Yeah, that'll really dictate the size of the tunnel that's required. We're hoping we can get away with 48-inch diameter, but it's probably going to be a 60-inch diameter pipe. And the reason for the size is that the idea of using the hydraulics of Lake Ouachita behind us over the mountain's 900 feet, but Lake Ouachita is basically 580 feet, and our water plant down on Amity Road is elevation 520. So by putting a large pipe into Lake Ouachita, we can flow by gravity not only to our existing Ouachita plant, but we can go right by the Ouachita plant and go down to Amity Road and feed about 15 million gallons a day down off Amity Road.
So that's
without any pumping
situation.
costs.
You know, for us, that's just a perfect situation. We'll have no pumping costs for the life of this treatment plant. We'll be able to gravity feed, of course, from here, and using the terrain downstream from here is pretty important too. And we're going to have to obtain about over 200 easements to get through private property across the county to get to Amity Road location where we've purchased some property to build the new treatment plant. But this site that we're drilling at is actually, I call it ground zero. It's the perfect site, perfect elevation to be able to gravity feed that water, and that's very important for the life of this project. So
That's true, Monty, but we also got to thank the Corps of Engineers and the U.S. Forest Service, because it took 500 feet of cross-core land to get up to where we're standing, and then behind us another 600 feet of U.S. Forest Service land to allow us to get the access road in here to do our technical drilling, and of course this will be the microtunnel starts. But it all really started in May of 2017 when the Corps of Engineers gave us our 23 million, the city gave the city 23 million gallons a day allocation out of Lake Ouachita. That's what started the whole project and the water supply projects.
yeah, so we're going to take that 23 million gallons that we're paying for, and we're going to drop some of that off at our Lake Ouachita water treatment plant, which is on the upper end of Lake Hamilton. It's currently there. It's been there since 1964. We're going to drop some of that water off there. We're also going to then take it on down to the Amity Road site. So this will kind of be a dual purpose intake site for us. So you got anything else you want to add that we may have forgot? I'm sure we forgot.
Well, we got to talk about the drillers, REI, on site right now.
Yeah.
They're about 700 feet into the mountain. Their goal is 2,100 feet. So they're about 30% done. The Geotech is supposed to be done, Monty, probably by the end of January.
Yeah.
That'll allow Christ Engineers to finalize the design, and then we'll be able to start our first project, which is taking the water from here to Lake Ouachita plant.
Now, why we're doing the Geotech is very important. You know, we're catching core samples all along the path of where the new tunnel will be. Those core samples, we'll take and lay those out, so when the bidders come in to bid on the microtunnel,
That's right.
they'll be able to look at these core samples and they'll know exactly what they're drilling into. So they'll have to put different teeth on their machine when they do this. So they need to know exactly how to tool their instrument. This will provide a lot of comfort for these bidders that's going to be coming across the United States to bid on this project. This is getting a lot of nationwide attention. So we're going to have a lot of bidders from a lot of different areas that will be coming here. So when they see this geotech information that we're providing them today, that's going to make them feel really comfortable. And when they feel really comfortable, that's going to save the city of Hot Springs a lot of money.
That's exactly correct.
Because this is one of the more expensive phases of this work that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we're spending a little bit of dollars now to save a bunch of dollars later. And like Monty said, the core is a horizontal core. It's right on the crosshairs of the center line of our 60-inch pipe going through the mountain. So we know exactly what they have to core through to put that pipe in the ground.
Yeah, and nothing will be seen on Lake Ouachita other than a buoy.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to be disturbing anything on the other side of this mountain. So Lake Ouachita, people won't even know we're there. All they'll see is a buoy out there where our intake structure will be 40 foot below water level.
That's right, Monty. And right now, people also don't realize is that the Arkansas Department of Health is making a sample at 2 different elevations in the lake where our screen intake is going to be in Lake Ouachita.
You know, we send that sample to a lab, a private lab in California, and they test that. And I've heard them make comments that, you know, they ask us where this water's coming from because it's some of the best water they've ever seen. They've never tested water of this quality. You know, Lake Ouachita is a lake that is controlled by the Army Corps of Engineers. It has no houses on it, has no development on it, has no industries on it. It's pristine water.
That's right. Good drinking water supply.
Yeah, it'll be good for the next 100 years plus. So, and we're proud to be a part of this project.
Yep.
And did we leave anything out?
I don't think so.
I'm sure we did.
I'm sure somebody will really say, well, they didn't mention me, but there's so many players on this just one little part of the project.
Hey, we better mention Bill Burris, our boss, because Bill spent about 12 years working on this project.
That's exactly
just
right.
to get to this point. So, you know, Bill's worked a lot behind the scenes, and he makes a lot of phone calls for us, and he opens up a lot of doors.
That's true.
Through the Corps of Engineers. It can be very difficult to get these permits.
Yes.
And you know, Bill's made that easy for us. So
yes, he has.
And we still have a lot to go, but we've still got a few more permits to get, but we're getting real
closer.
close.
Yep, it's all coming together.
All right, with that, we'll end this segment. And thank you for joining us today. We'll see you on the next one. I'm sure there'll probably
be more than one coming up.
Probably going to be the plant project, and I think the next one up is the dam project.
The dam projects, that's right.
Yeah.